The first day I went to the exhibition was on a Saturday afternoon, and the exhibition was closed. It was supposed to be open, but it was closed. And there just wasn't anybody there. And the doors were all locked up. Everything was secure, but there was no one there. So I wasn't able to attend the exhibition, but I think also for everybody who was involved with the exhibition. That is, when you mount an exhibition of any kind, even if there were 5 works in this exhibition instead of 60 works, there's still a responsibility on the part of everybody involved to just do your part, or the whole thing may fall apart. I returned the next day and really enjoyed myself. And I stayed around the exhibition for about another 2.5 hours. It took a long time to look through all those works. And by the time I left, when I arrived, there were only a handful of people, visitors in the exhibition. By the time I left, there were dozens of people. So I think, I think ultimately that this exhibition was very successful in terms of achieving the goals of the exhibition to exhibit particular works within particular genres of contemporary artwork, and to mount those works in a very favorable exhibition situation, and also the exhibition drew a good audience.
As such, I thought the exhibition was very successful because students did show a very high degree of responsibility and commitment. They were ready well in advance, and that was really very important for this show because in previous shows, students often do everything in the last minute. This time, things were ready several days before the opening, which was very important. Students were very responsible in terms of contacting their friends, performing their duties, overall playing their function in terms of the good or the interest of the whole team. So that was very successful. I felt very happy that there's a very strong integration of art and technology. A few of the works were programmed by the students themselves, and I think that was overall quite good. But there's not enough integration of the art and the digital technology with the critical theory. So conceptually, many of the works were a bit weak. Like, students need more time for reflection. So that's something we have to work on, but that's really very difficult because to be mature in the area of critical theory and critical thinking takes a lot of time. So it's normal, but still I think we need to push students a little bit more. The area of technology has to be improved a little bit. The technical concept of many of the works was very simple and actually quite easy to implement. I think the overall spatial design can be improved. It's not bad, but some of the work that were very close together didn't work well together. In one of the rooms in particular, which had the light show and the live performance, and those works were not very effectively partitioned. And I think that whole space could have been better conceived. And I want to stress only some of them, very few of them, were not responsible enough. And what I mean is there were some students who did not go to the exhibition to set up their work, right? They just sent their work out and didn't even show up. There were some students who did show up but didn't put a lot of effort. There were some students who left in the middle of the exhibition when they should have been there. On the other hand, I mean, those students were a minority, a very small minority. On the other hand, many students put a lot of effort in terms of their display. And they were there on site thinking about how to make the work blend into the environment or relate to the environment. But I wish everyone had done that, because that's a minimum for any artist. Yeah? I think the show, overall, the show is a landmark event for CIL, for the Critical Intermedia Laboratory. It was, for us, an attempt to go beyond the earlier stage, where we had stressed conceptual experimentation. And that's still there in the show, but we wanted to go beyond it and help students to think of their work as artworks in a holistic kind of professional kind of approach. So in that sense, it was a landmark.